Hey everybody, it's good to see you back here again as we start our last push to the end of the school year with our virtual learning. And I know this isn't exactly what you wanted to be doing. I know this wasn't your choice, and obviously this throws some complications into what you're doing. I totally get that. But what we want to do is we want to try to make this as easy as possible for you. Want to try to give you a lot of different supports and things so that you can be successful and get what you need through the end of the school year. With that said, there is unfortunately a lot of pressure on you because now you have to be kind of doing the things that you need to be doing without Weichert and I, standing next to you, kind of keep pushing you, reminding you, just kind of staying on you a little bit, right? So, we will try to do that. We'll be emailing you pretty regularly. We'll be trying to give you calls if you're not getting your work turned in or you're falling behind, right? But also know that you can just give us a call too. Last week we sent out an email with our phone numbers so that you can call or text either one of us if you need anything, if you need some help, you're not understanding the assignment, or you need a little bit more direction. So make sure that you're reaching out to us because we're going to be reaching out to you and trying to make sure that you get what you need turned in on time and you're making good progress. The assignments that we are working on through the end of the semester, they are basically what all the juniors will be doing this semester, the rest of this time. What we did was as a juniors, all the junior teachers got together, we created some plans and wanted to see, here's how we're going to do things, right? And then from there, Ms. Weichert and I went through, we made some adjustments, modifications for what you're doing. All the teachers kind of put some little twists on it. So what you're doing is basically the same as all the rest of the juniors with a few minor exceptions. So what I want to do is I want to kind of walk you through what we're doing and then make sure that you have everything that you need. So this is a template that we've put together that we kind of put all the materials together into one place for you so that you can turn everything in easily and simply, right? And that you can see everything together. Now, we did break it up into day-by-day assignments so that every day you get a different assignment, but you are free to be working ahead. And we would really recommend that because we don't want you to get to a place where at the very end you're like overwhelmed, you're trying to jam through a bunch of stuff. I know that can be very difficult. It is also nice so that you can just kind of knock some things out of the way because some of these assignments are pretty short. You can get through them fairly quickly. So our first day is literature, and we want you to read this story on Actively Learn and do the questions. And again, these all links, you'll see all these links. This is just to kind of, walk you through some of what we're doing. Okay, so day one, you're going to read this story on Actively Learn and do the questions. On day two, we want you to answer this question. So we would suggest that you go back and kind of scroll through the text and kind of refresh your memory. But then you're going to click on this link and it will take you to the question of the day, the daily learning check. And it'll look something very similar to this. And in fact, actually, at this point on, each one of these assignments, you'll have one of those links that takes you somewhere to what to do. On day three, again, using this same story, we have a separate question. Now, notice you're not doing another reading, although, again, we suggest that you go through and kind of skim through the text and refresh your memory. But realistically, these are some things that you could do in a day. You could read that story for day one and do the two questions, get through them pretty quickly. Your first week would be knocked out rather quickly. Day four, we have 4 choices of this I believe speeches. This I believe speeches, these are short little speeches that are done on they started on some public radio stations and they've kind of evolved over the years. But these are short little things that people believe in. It kind of gives their personal belief statements or whatever. And we have 4. You'll notice that each of them has a teacher's name on it. Ms. Jankowski, Ms. Shipley, myself, and then Ms. Zebe. And you can pick any of them. You don't have to pick your teachers. You can pick any of them. It doesn't really matter. And then again, when you're done reading this, you click on this and then you go. Many of these, I think all of them actually have, I think most of them have, they all have text. And I think some of these have some audio versions with them, although the reading is pretty short. On day 5, it's a TED Talk day. And again, we want you to pick one of these 4 TED Talks. And these all have the video and the script. So you can read You can watch, or you can do both. You can read as you are listening to the speaker. And again, here's your link that will take you to the question of the day. Day 6, looks like I went over one. On day 6, what we want you to do is we want you to, again, pick a TED Talk. Now, you can pick the same TED Talk as you did last time on day 5, or you can pick a new one. So day 5, TED Talk. Day 6, TED Talk. You can use the same one, or you can pick a different one. And again, it doesn't really matter. Either choice is fine. They are the same speeches. They are the same TED Talks. On day 7 is this speech here, listened by Samantha Fuentes at the March for Our Lives rally. You might remember this is the girl that pukes in the middle of her speech. You don't get to see it. They cut away just as she goes under the podium to puke. But you do obviously know what happens. And again, there's the link to the question. And then on day 8, the argumentative writing. What we want you to do is we want you to pick one of these 4 choices to write about. And then, go with the prompt, go with what's said. Now, you'll notice that ZBs and Shipley's are based on a reading that you may or may not have read. Ms. Jankowski's and mine, they're a little more open-ended, and they're kind of, your personal opinions and stuff. So you can choose any of those 5, any of those will work. And we'll be sending out some additional information about how to put together this argumentative writing. Just a couple other pieces to show you here on these slides so you know how to navigate them and to get all the information you need. First off, up here in the corner, you will notice that we have the date that the class is. Okay, and so what, again, I'm sure that you've seen the list of dates that EVSC put out. That is the day that you would have had class, or we would assume that you would have had this class. So the assignment for April 13th, this is what you will do. This is the day that you have to do it till. Now, at this date, after this date, we'll record the attendance that you were or were not in attendance. Doing this assignment will give you the credit for being there that day. Now, I know that many of you are just like, oh, I have until the 20th to do it, right? I got a week to do it. True, you do, but you also have 7 other classes, and you're going to get another assignment every day, right? And so I really would suggest that you stay on top of these and you be working on them. I wouldn't wait till the due date, because that's going to put you behind the 8 ball a little bit. If you look down here, you'll see it says click here to learn about today's standard. We've talked about this in class before, not necessarily by the number, but if you click on it, it will take you to a document that explains what task or what skill we're working on, and then give you some things to think about or to be doing. For example, word choice, what does that look like? And then what does it do for the reader? So it just gives you a little bit of additional support. And then right here on all the slides, the reading for the day or the choice of readings are these links right here. And you see how you would be able to click on them and it will take you there. Okay. So again, we will be you have access to all of the slides at once, and then we're going to post the slides day by day as we go along to help you kind of keep track. So again, if you want to know what's coming up, you can go onto the big slideshow and try to work ahead, or you can wait till you see them come out one by one. Everything will be posted on Classroom. So as you can see, we have a plan in place for you running through to the end of the semester. We do really suggest that you work on pace with everybody on a day-by-day assignment. Definitely try not to wait. We'll take the work. We'll push you. We'll try to get that from you if you don't do it the first time through. But we really do want to make sure that you're working on track to get the credit that you deserve, okay? And it's kind of important that you kind of do your part. We're going to push you. We're going to try to get you through this, okay? But you've got to do some of this too, and it may be a little more difficult, like I said, because you're at home without people there in front of you really trying to get you through it, okay? So, take that chance to really step up and show us what you can do. Okay, and again, make sure that you're reaching out to us if you need anything. Okay, like I said, you have all the assignments minus the last one. on day 9 of what you will be doing. On day 8, it does tell you, it gives you the prompt and gets you starting to do some of the, to start thinking about what you're going to be writing. And we'll send out some additional information about that, how to complete that prompt here in the next couple of days. But this will get you going forward. We look forward to working with you. We'd love to see what you can do. And I know, again, this may not be the best situation, but I think it's a great time for you to step up and show us what you are really capable of doing.